So today there is some internet issue with me, so I am keeping my video off, okay? अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी राग ते भई जो भक्ति काय काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर जोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। So coming on to Gunasthan, yesterday we did first and second. Mithyatva and Sasadan. Today we are going to start with Samyak Mithyatva. So as stated earlier, when the soul realizes for the first time, when he attends Samyak Darshan for the first time, at that point of time, it is generally Opshamik Samyaktva. Okay? Initially it is Opshamik Samyaktva, but the maximum time that Opshamik Samyaktva lasts is 48 minutes maximum. So what happens after 48 minutes? There will be 4 positions. Either he can go to the first stage. If there is a rise of delusion, he can go to the first stage. Then, if there is a rise of any one of the passions of Anantanubandhi Kashai, then he will attend the second stage. Okay. And if there is a rise of Misra, Samyakta Monia, so the delusion that gets divided into 3 parts. One is delusion itself. The second is mixture of Samyaktva and Mithyatva. And the third is Samyaktva Prakriti. So the delusion, when it attains the right belief first time, it gets divided into 3. Out of which one name is again delusion, which is the first stage of spiritual development. The second is Mishra or mixture, means Samyaktva and Mithyatva together. That is the third stage. And if there one more stage is there, that is called Samyaktva Prakriti. So if there is a rise of any one of the passions, then it is becoming second. If there is a rise of Samyaktva Mithyatva Prakriti, then it is third. And if it is rise of Samyaktva Prakriti, then it is Shayopshamik Samyak Darshan. So 4 things could happen. He can go back to the first, he can go back to the second, he can go back to the third, or he can still retain the fourth, but Opshamik will change to Shayopshamik. Okay. These are the four possibilities. Shaik is not possible right now because Shaik is always earned after you earn Shayopshamik. So once you pass on to Shayopshamik, and from Shayopshamik you can attend Shaik, but right now Shaik is not possible because no omniscience is present now. Okay. So now this Samyaktva Mithyatva, third Gunasthan, is the Gunasthan that you attend while coming back from the fourth, when there is a rise of Samyaktva Monia Prakriti. Okay. So out of 3, Samyaktva Monia arises, so it is third stage. Okay. What are the conditions applied when you are in the third stage is being explained by Acharya Sri Nemi Chandra Swami in verse number 21. Okay, so it's a very short one. We will read the whole one. Darshiji, you can read through.
Jai Jinandra to everyone. Chapter 3, Gunasthan. I must attain the perfected mode, Siddh Paryay. The state of the soul that is beyond the Gunasthans, spiritual stages, is called Siddha, liberated one. Without the true knowledge of the Siddh state,
What you are reading?
Chapter 3 in Gunastan.
But we have already covered 2, no? 1 and 2 we have already covered. So now this is third one, Samyak Mithyatva, mixed Gunastan.
Sorry. What page is that on?
It is on
64.
63, I think. 63.
64.
Yeah, 64. 64, right. Stop. This, it's gone.
Yeah, sorry.
60.
I don't know what I was reading, man. I think I was reading something from previous.
No.
No.
This is done. Next.
Sir, it's 63, sir. Samyak Mithyatva.
No, but here it is, I think 64.
Next page.
Next.
Here it is, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Samyak Mithyatva mixed Gunastan. Acharya Sri Nemichandra Swami defines the Samyak Mithyatva Gunastan in Gomatsajiv Kand, Gatha 21 as follows. During the rise of the Samyak Mithyatva type Darshan Moinya Karma, when due to such a rise, the soul undergoes a mixed transformation akin to the taste of curd mixed with jaggery. The resulting condition is called the Samyak Mithyatva Gunastan. Samyaktva. From the standpoint of Margana, Samyak Mithyatva. Conduct. Mithya Charitra. False conduct. Because there is no true Samyaktva, right belief in this Gunastan. Duration. Within an Antarmurat, a very short time span, this includes Chaganya, minimal, the smallest middle portion of an Antarmurat, Utkrasht, maximal, the largest middle portion of an Antarmurat, movement, Gamana Gaman. From this point, Gaman, ascent, occurs only into the Chaturtha Gunastan, fourth stage of right belief, while descent leads to Mithyatva Gunastan, stage of false belief. Arrival, Agaman. Into this Samyak Mithyatva Gunastan, mixed belief stage occurs only from the first, fourth, fifth, and sixth Gunastans. Distinguishing features. In this Gunastan, the soul does not die. In this state, there is also no Marantika Samudgat, final type of body expansion leading to death. The soul does not bind new Ayu Karma, lifespan determining karma here. If the soul has bound Ayu Karma while in the Mithyatva Gunastan, it proceeds to die either in the Mithyatva Gunastan itself, or if it has later bound lifespan with Samyaktva, then it dies in the Avirat Samyaktva Gunastan. In this Gunastan, there are no results related to adopting Samyam, restraint, or Samyam, Asamyam, mixed restraint. A soul possessing the Tirthankar Nam Karma, Tirthankar determining karma, does not enter this Gunastan.
Stop. 1 minute. So as I said that delusion divided into 3, Mithyatva divided into 3, out of which the first one itself is Mithyatva, the second is Mishra. This is Mishra. So when there is a rise of this Mishra, you attain third stage of spiritual development. Okay. So during the rise of the Samyak Mithyatva type Darshan Monia Karma divided into 3, Mithyatva, Samyak Mithyatva and Samyak Prakriti. So when there is a rise of Samyak Mithyatva, it is third stage. When due to such a rise, the soul undergoes a mixed transformation akin to the taste of curd mixed with jaggery. So curd is sour and jaggery is sweet. So you have a mixed taste of sweet and sour. The resulting condition is called the Samyaktva Mithyatva Gunastan. Samyaktva, from the standpoint of Margana, Samyak Mithyatva. Okay. So from the standpoint of Margana, there are six stages related to Samyaktva, and among these, Samyak Mithyatva is one of them. Okay. Conduct is Mithya Charitra because he has already fallen from the fourth. Okay. Because there is no true Samyaktva, right belief in this Gunasthan. Within an Antar Murat, that is 48 minutes, a very short time span. This includes can you take it further up? This includes, take it further up. Yes. Yes. So within an Antarmurat, this includes Jaganya, minimal, the smallest middle portion of an Antarmurat, and maximum is the largest middle portion of the an Antarmurat. So Antarmurat is anything more than one samay, less than 48 minutes. All the are included in Antarmurat. Now movement. From this point, that is the third stage, ascent occurs only into the fourth gunasthan, fourth stage of right belief, while descent leads to mithyatva, first stage, okay, of false belief. So from third, we don't go to second, but we go to the first while descending. While ascending, we can very well go to the fourth, okay. Arrival. From where do we arrive at this third stage? Arrival into this Samyaktva Mithyatva Gunasthan mixed belief stage occurs only from the first, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay. So any of these four could be there. Distinguishing features. So in this Gunasthan, the soul does not die. Although duration is very small also, but again, the soul doesn't die in this stage. In this stage, there is also no Maranatik Samudghat, final type of body expansion or extension that we saw yesterday, leading to death. Third, the soul does not bind new Ayu Karma, lifespan determining karma here. Fourth, if the soul has bound Ayu Karma while in the first stage, Mithyatva Gunasthan, it proceeds to die either in the Mithyatva Gunasthan, that is first stage itself, or it has later, or if it has later bound lifespan with Samyaktva after becoming a self-realized soul, then it dies in the fourth stage, Avirat Samyaktva Gunasthan, okay, which is going to be the next explanation. Fifth point, in this Gunasthan, there are no results. So results here means parinam, okay. So parinam, ChatGPT has translated to results, but actually a better word would be, yes. In this Gunasthan, there are no inclination or tendency related to adapting Sanyam. Sanyam means restraint, or Sanyam Asanyam, mixed restraint. Slightly restraint is there and slightly restraint is not there. So that is called mixed restraint. Okay. So in this Gunasthan, there are no inclination or there are no disposition related to adapting Sanyam. So they could not adapt Sanyam or Sanyam Asanyam while remaining in this stage. Sixth and the last point, a soul possessing the Tirthankar Nam Karma does not enter this Gunasthan. Okay. So one who is going to be Tirthankar, that doesn't enter this Gunasthan. So these are some of the peculiarities of the third stage of spiritual development, Samyaktva Mithyatva Gunasthan. I think nothing much to be said about this. Everything is clear. So we will move on to the Avirat Samyaktva Gunasthan. This is the fourth stage, okay? Avirat Samyaktva Gunasthan. So the first time when the soul attains right belief, it is always the fourth stage, okay? Generally talking. There are some exceptions. A person can go from first to fifth, first to eighth, first to sixth. These are rare possibilities, but generally speaking, the first time it is the fourth stage. Okay. So whatever we have studied so far, not only Gunasthan in Gunasthan, but we have been studying since last 3 years. What is your impression of fourth stage? Can anyone say one point maybe? So one, I already said that this is the stage where you realize yourself the first time. It is the fourth stage. Okay. Self-realization stage, or you can say right belief, evolving of right belief happens in this stage. So this is what I have said. What else you could think of?
The soul is entered into the path of moksha mark. Definitely, one time or the other, it will get into moksha.
Pardon, I didn't get your point.
The Jeev, no, first time it has got the Samyak from. One time it has entered into the moksha mark. Definitely, it will get into that.
So I'm asking, what is the fourth stage? What you know about the fourth stage?
Oh, fourth stage.
Yes, this is Avirat Samyaktva Gunasthan is the fourth stage. Right belief without vows.
Vows, they will not have follow vows.
They will not have vows. That is true. Okay. What else?
Anantanubandhi Kashaya.
Yes, that is more important. Anantanubandhi Kashai has gone. Either it is subsided or has been destroyed. Okay. But presently it is not there. So whatever passions are there, they are doing bondages, but not to the extent that was being done while Anantanubandhi was there. Okay. So Anantanubandhi has gone, the other three are there. That was a very important point. What else we can think of about this? One thing Shasikala ji said, that he cannot take vows. Okay. So that is also there. What else?
So one thing that I can think of is that whilst this stage is very important for our journey forward, it's also a stage, I think we mentioned this yesterday, it's also a stage from where you can reverse back.
Yeah, you can reverse back. Only if you are having a Shaik Samyak Darshan, then you will never revert back. Because Shaik Samyak Darshan destroys the delusion completely. Okay. But other Samyaktva, if you are in Shayopshamik Samyaktva or Opshamik Samyaktva, you can again fall back to the first stage. Yes. What else we could think of? So more or less you have said everything. There is a rise of which level of passion?
Apratyakhana varna.
Apratyakhana varan kashai. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. So let's now see the definition. More or less you have covered all the points, but still we will see. Due to the rise of apratyakhana varan kashai karma, the passion obscuring karma that prevents partial restraint or that prevents partial vow taking. Okay. You cannot adopt vows. Even though the soul remains non-restrained, that is, does not practice vows, when there is suppression, destruction, or mixed suppression, destruction of 5, 6, or 7 karmic categories. That is 4 Anantanubandhi passions and the 3 Darshan Monia karmas divisions. Okay. So either it could 7 could have gone, okay, or 6 could have gone. If 6 could have gone, then it would be Shayab Samik Samyaktva. If 5 are going, then it could be Opshamik, Shayopshamik, both can be there. Okay. So 5, 6 or 7 karmic categories, the 4 Anantanubandhi passions and the 3 Darshan Monia karma, then the states of the soul arising in such conditions are called Avirat Samyaktva Gunasthan. Avirat means it does not have restraint. Restraint of what? He cannot avoid the sensual pleasure, five senses and mind. He indulges in sensual pleasures and mind activity. Okay, he cannot avoid that. What else is there in avirati? So avirati consists of 12 things, out of which 6 I told you, five senses and mind. Another 6 is he cannot stop the violence of one sensed being, that is sthavar, and tras. Tras means two sense and above. Okay, he cannot have he cannot forego the violence of these. Okay, so this is the limitation of the avirati gunasthan, fourth stage. Okay, he cannot practice restraint, and in restraint these 12 things are there, 5 sensual pleasures and 1 mind, and the other is the violence of the 6 categories of souls. Okay, so here okay, the four then the states of the soul arising in such condition are called avirat samyak gunasthan. In other words, this gunasthan represents the spiritual state of a soul that has attained samyaktva, right belief, but not yet undertaken partial or full restraint due to the presence of, take it further up, yes, due to the presence of passions that obstruct renunciation. Okay, even partial renunciation is not possible at this stage. Then another verse explains something different. That state in which the disposition is accompanied by samyak darshan, right belief, but remains unrestrained in regard to sensual objects and in causing harm to tras, mobile beings, and sthavars, immobile beings. So sthavar are 5 kinds and tras is 1 category. Okay, 2 sensed and above are all tras. So when they say 6 means 5 sthavar, that is immobile beings like earth, fire, water, then Vayukai, that is in the atmosphere, and Vanaspati.
Then sadharna
Vanaspati Kai.
Vanaspati.
Yeah. So these are 5 sthavar and tras. Tras means mobile beings, 2 sensed and above all, included in 1 category, tras. Okay. Whether partially or entirely devoid of restraint. Okay, they are not able to partially or entirely, they cannot practice any kind of renunciation. Such a disposition is called avirat samyaktva stage of spiritual development. Now what is avirati? Non-restraint. Okay, engagement in the object of the 5 senses and the mind, this is one part, 6 things, and engagement in violence towards the 6 types of embodied beings. Okay, these constitute the 12 divisions of avirati. Okay, so this all I explained just now. The beings in this state do not renounce even the slightest of these 12 types of avirati. However, their engagement in avirati is accompanied by a sense of rejection, disapproval. Okay, they don't have the interest to indulge in such activities, but they can't help it because the weakness is there. So they are not able to take any kind of vows. They are not able to take they are not able to renounce any kind of sins. Okay, so this is the stage where they don't want to indulge in the sensual pleasure, but they have to. So that's what it means, that disapproval by a sense of rejection. Their engagement in avirati is accompanied by a sense of rejection, disapproval, we can say the efforts are not of that level that you are able to forego the sensual pleasures. The efforts are of not that level. That is the meaning. Okay. Moreover, in accordance with scripture, they certainly observe moral conducts, sadachar. Okay. So some sort of sadachar is there in their life, but vows are not there. So they are not able to renounce partially any of the sins. Okay. So that's why it is called avirat. Now, samyaktva. What is the meaning of the word samyaktva? Samyaktva is right belief. One of the three types: opshamik, subsidential; shayapshamik, destructive come subsidential; or shaik, destructive. This all we discussed. Conduct. What is the conduct there at that stage, fourth stage, charitra? Due to the absence of the four destructive anantanubandhi passions, kashais, that obscure conduct rooted in right belief, the soul possesses a partially detached, vitrag imbued conduct aligned with right belief. Okay. The soul possesses a partially detached conduct, vitrag. Okay. So partially vitrakta is there, partial vitrakta is there, and along with the right belief. This is referred to as samyaktva charan charitra. Okay, in Chedala, in the sixth dal, we had a lot of discussion regarding this samyaktva charan charitra. We discussed around 10-15 points. Okay, so that charitra is referred to as samyaktva charan charitra. It is at the fourth stage. Conduct in accordance with right belief. In some contexts, it is also called Swarupacharan Charitra. So other name is Swarupacharan Charitra or Samyaktva Acharan Charitra. Both means the same. Nevertheless, since detachment, such as that found in Des Charitra, that is fifth stage, partial self-restraint, etc., is absent here. The state is termed avirati. I think everything is clear now, Darshit ji? You know fourth stage now clearly, right?
Reasonably well.
Yeah. So belief is right, but the conduct is not there. Okay, he's not able to renounce any kind of sins. Okay, the activities goes on because one side, from the side of efforts, if we say the efforts are of not that level. From the other side, we say that just because this is the fourth stage, its name is avirati, so they are not able to practice any kind of restraints. That's all. Okay. But nevertheless, the belief has turned right. Okay. He is a right believer. There is no doubt about that. He has realized himself. He knows that I am the soul only. He doesn't become a doer. So all these things are associated with the fourth stage. Okay. And he is into the path of liberation. Fourth stage is the first stage in the path of liberation. Before that, the path doesn't begin. Okay. So this is an important milestone in the life of all seekers. Okay. Everyone aims to manifest this at the earliest. But as I said, that there is karmas involved here. Okay. Mithyatva karma. So we cannot do anything of the karma. So what we could do intentionally or buddhi purvak is that we study the scriptures, we contemplate about it, we arrive at a decision. This is what we can do in terms of efforts at this stage. Balance, everything happens on its own. Okay. Okay. Even so, there certainly exists a disciplined conduct appropriate for a lay person, grahastha, marked by general observance of moral behavior. Okay. So that much is there. He is not having any unethical thing in his life. He is very ethical. Moral is very high. Okay. So Anyai, Aniti, and Abhaksh. So he is not eating the uneatables, okay, any of the uneatables, okay. So this much is there, but it is not of that category that we could call it as restraint. This is very normal, okay. In previous times, people used to have Shuddh Bhojan every day, everyone, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, you see, all were having all handmade, homemade food and all pure only, Shuddh. That was the norm at that point of time. With the advance of time, modernization, there has been laxity creeping in. Nowadays, we have Swiggy and Zomato, In my building, every day, it starts from morning itself. Somebody calls for a breakfast, So they keep on visiting our building with parcels, every now and then. So like people have enough money with them, so they don't want to put in labor to cook, So and they like the taste also. So it works that way only. So moral behavior is there, although it's not to the level that we can call it as a restraint, but some sort of moral behavior is there. Otherwise, he would not have manifested right belief. Okay. So these kind of things are there with that lay person. What is the duration? So duration, there are three types of Samyak Darshan. So each has got its duration. The first one, the duration of Opsamik Samyaktva, subsidential right belief, is only Antarmurat, less than 48 minutes. Then it has to convert. Okay. If he still remains in the fourth, then it would be Shayapshamik Samyak Drishti. If it goes to the first, it could go first to the first also. It could go to the second also. It could go to the third also. And it could remain in the fourth also. All possibilities are there. Generally speaking, not exceptional, but generally speaking, it remains in the fourth stage only with Shayapshamik Samyak Darshan in the present time, because there is no Shaik right now. So after Opshamik, what will happen after 48 minutes? You will get into Shayapshamik Samyak Darshan. So your faith is still right, your belief is right, okay? And of course, there are some flaws that is involved in Shayapshamik Samyak Darshan that we discussed in Tatvat Sutra, page number 360. Chal, Mal, Agad, Dosh. Three types of flaws, okay, that evolve with Shayapshamik Samyak Darshan. And those three blemishes were Chal, Mal, Agad, Dosh. That means there is a deviation in the mind of that person regarding seven fundamentals, regarding Dev Shastra Guru, okay, regarding the omniscient. They do have some sort of doubts, okay. So that is called Chal, Mal, Agad, Dosh. The duration of here, the minimum and maximum spans are both within Antar Murat. So though the maximum is countable 3 times greater than the minimum. So Opshamik is 48 minutes. There is no doubt about it. Okay. Maximum 48 minutes. Now, the second one, Shayapshamik. The duration of Shayapshamik Samyaktva, destructive cum subsidential right belief, ranges from a minimum of Antar Murat to a maximum of 66 Sagar. So Sagar we saw, right? It's a long period. So maximum is 66 Sagar. After this 66 Sagar, the soul may enter the Misra Gunasthan. That is the third stage for one Antarmurat, 48 minutes maximum. And then again reside in Shayapshamik Samyak Darshan for another 66 Sagar. So it's such a long period. Sagars itself is such a long period. So maximum it could be 66 aga. All depends on your effort. Okay. If you are very sincere about the efforts, you will progress very fast. Otherwise, this could be the maximum time frame you can remain in the fourth stage as a Sayopshamik Samyak Drashti. Now, the duration of Saik Samyaktva is beginningless and infinite. Okay. So, once Saik Samyaktva is manifested, then it remains for eternal. There is no end to it. It is infinite. One minute. Why it is written beginningless? I don't know. There is a beginning of Shaikh. It is not beginningless. It has got a beginning but no end. So again you have to do the correction. I will be also doing it. It will be not beginningless. It is written there in the bracket Sadi Anant. Yeah, Sadi Anant. So Sadi means who has got a beginning. Okay. The duration of Saik Samyaktva is the duration of the Saik Samyaktva is beginningless. No, it's not beginningless. It has got a beginning, but it has got no end. That way we can write. Is beginning.
It's from beginning and to infinite.
To infinite, right?
Yeah, from beginning.
From beginning. From beginning to infinite. Sadi Anand. Now comes the movement. From this stage, Gaman, that is ascent, occurs upward into the fifth and seventh Gunasthan. Only two Gunasthan. So if you are progressing, so fourth, with more practice of descriptive knowledge, you attain the fifth stage. And with more practice, you will become a monk and attain the seventh stage. Okay. And downward into the lower three Gunasthan, first, second, and third. Now, where do we arrive from into this stage? Arrival into this stage occurs from the first, third, fifth, and sixth Gunasthans. Okay. So you can come to this Gunasthan from these four places. With respect to the Upsham Shreni, subsidential ladder, if death occurs while in any of the four Gunasthan of the Upsham Shreni, subsidential ladder, then the soul directly attains the Chaturth Gunasthan after death. Okay. So Upsham Shreni, if the death occurs there in the Upsham Shreni, then immediately you get into the fourth stage after death. That is, the specific Gunasthan persists until the final moment of life. Okay. That is, the specific Gunasthan persists until the final moment of life. However, in Vigragati, transmigratory motion, where you have left one body and you are in the midst of acquiring another body. So in the transitory period, from the very first moment after death, the Chaturth Gunasthan is attained. Okay. So you may be in 8th stage, 9th stage, and the moment you die, you immediately get into the 4th stage. Distinctive features. From this Gunasthan itself, due to a special auspicious attachment, the bondage of Tirthankar nature can begin. Okay. So, Tirthankar Nam Prakriti, that begins from here. Bondage of that begins from the 4th stage. Below 4th stage, nobody can bind Tirthankar Nam Karma. Okay, that is the first condition. The second distinctive features is from this Gunastan itself, transcendental bliss, Atindriya Anand, Parmarthik Sukh begins to manifest. Fourth stage is the start of the path of liberation. Fourth stage is the stage where you are getting rid of delusion. Fourth stage is the stage where you are getting rid of Anantanumani Kashai. Fourth stage is the stage where you manifest Ratnatraya. So you can say it in different manner, the same thing. Third, from here, owing to the presence of right belief, the soul attains the designation of Antaratma. So in the first stage, it was Bahiratma. Here it is Antaratma, inner or awakened soul. Fourth, here the term Avirati, non-restraint, functions as an Antadipak. Antadipak means up to this stage, all are Avirati. Okay. From fifth, Avirati will go away. You will become Virat. Okay. So due to the absence of Mithyatva, no, sorry, we were on the fourth. Hence, up to this point, all the Gunasthans are of Avirati type, such as Avirati Mithyatva, Avirati Sasadan, Avirati Samyaktva, Avirati Mishra, because generally all souls from the Mithyatva stage up to the fourth Gunasthan are non-restrained. Nevertheless, there exists a significant difference in the nature of non-restraint across each of these stages. Due to the absence of Mithyatva, false belief, the Avirati Samyak Drashti, non-restrained right believer, is referred to as Drashti Mukt, liberated in terms of belief. Drashti means belief. Okay. So you have attained the right belief, so you are called Drashti Mukt. So from that perspective, you are considered as liberated. So liberated from what? Liberated from delusion. Okay. The sixth one. The manifestation of the potential for Bhavyatva, spiritual capacity for liberation, occurs specifically in this Gunasthan. Okay. So whether you are not Bhavitavya, fourth stage itself decides that you are Bhavyatva. That's why you have realized yourself. Okay. Now question coming up. Apart from contemplation on the pure soul, is there any other means for the attainment of Samyak Darshan? Or is contemplation on the pure soul the sole means? Please provide a clear explanation. Answer. Just as contemplation on one's own pure soul is the only means for the arising and perfection of Samyak Charitra. What is the means of attaining Samyak Darshan? Okay, that was the question. Just as contemplation on one's own pure soul is the only means for the arising and perfection of Samyak Charitra, right conduct, likewise, contemplation on one's own pure soul is the only means for the emergence of Samyak Darshan. So now you realize how important is this contemplation. You read, then your ideas should stick to that thought, Then only you go on thinking further. And with that practice, you can easily take a decision. Okay. So contemplation is a very important stage. Here it is being depicted as a cause for manifesting right belief. There is no other means. Samyak Darshan and Samyak Charitra both are Atmasrita, soul-based, Atmasrit, okay. Atma Asrit, okay. And short, if you mix two those words, Atma and Asrit, then it becomes Atmashrit. states characterized by detachment, vitrag swarupa. So you have already manifested vitrag. Anantanubandhi Kashai has gone, and to that extent, detachment or passionlessness has manifested. The outstanding karma for both, even as external condition, are essentially one, monia karma, divided into darshan monia and charitra monia. Therefore, the means of attaining both is also one, soul dependence, atma sritpana. Okay. Taking the shelter of the soul. That is the only means. For this reason, the means to attain Samyak Darshan too is solely the contemplation of one's own pure soul, nothing else. So what you could do in terms of effort, the means to attain Samyak Darshan is solely the contemplation of one's own pure soul. What is its nature, how it functions, how can I experience that? All these thoughts and queries, if you have in mind, then some ways would always be achieved. Okay, and you will achieve your purpose. The outstanding karmas for both, even as external conditions, are essentially one, monia karma, divided into darshan monia and charitra monia. Therefore, the means of attaining both is also one, soul dependence, atmasritpana. For this reason, the means to attain Samyak Darshan too is solely the contemplation of one's own pure soul, nothing else. Regarding the relation between vows, austerities, and right belief, an important excerpt from Moksha Marg Prakasak, page number 261 reads, one may attain belief in Devadik Pratiti, and Samyaktva simultaneously. Okay. So Dev Adik means Dev Shastra Guru. Okay. One may attain belief in Dev Shastra Guru and Samyaktva simultaneously. Similarly, vows and austerities may also occur along with Samyaktva or before or after it. There is no rule. Okay. Sometimes it happens that this vows and austerities comes later on, sometimes together and sometimes before also. So all the possibilities are there. The acquisition of belief in Dev, etc. is indeed a rule. Without it, right belief does not arise. But the same is not true for vratas. Their occurrence is not a necessity. Many souls first attain samyaktva and only afterwards adopt vratas and such practices. For some, however, both arise simultaneously. Okay. So there is no rule. It could be before, it could be after, it could be simultaneously. Depends. Now we move on to the fifth stage. Still we have good amount of time, 23 minutes. So let's cover this. Desh Virat Gunasthan. So here you are able to take partial vows. So you are able to renounce partial sins. Okay. And to that extent, you have taken a partial vow. Acharya Sri Nemi Chandra defines Desh Virat Gunasthan in Gomatsar Jivkand verse 30 as follows. When due to the rise of Pratyakhyana Varan Kashai Karma. So while we were discussing fourth, it was Apratyakhana Varan Kashai Karma. Here it is Pratyakhyana Varan Kashai Karma. The karma obstructing full renunciation. Okay. Complete self-restraint does not arise. Yet, accompanied by right belief, endowed with anuvratas, small vows, and devoid of the two major Kashai tetrads. Okay. Tetrads means Anantanubandhi Kashai and Apratyakhana Varana Kashai. Devoid of two major Kashai tetrads. The dispassionate state that manifests is called Desh Virat Gunasthan, the fifth stage. In the above definition, the phrase during the rise of the woe preventing Pratyakhyana Avaran passions appears. And later it is stated that even though complete restraint does not manifest, the meaning of this statement is that during the rise of the Pratyakhyana Avaran passions, partial detachment oriented partial restraint, Desh Sanyam exists. The observance of minor vows, anuvratas, etc. by the lay person being auspicious conduct is an outcome of the rise of the Pratyakhyana Varan karma. That which is the outcome of karma's rise is a meritorious punya disposition. It cannot be of the nature of dharma. So this is only a meritorious disposition. So everyone has got what I was saying, that which is the outcome of karma's rise is a meritorious punya disposition. It cannot be of the nature of dharma. Okay, so this is later on. Passion separation later is stated that even though complete restraint does not manifest, the meaning of this statement is that during the rise of the Pratyakhyana Avaran Kashai passions, partial detachment oriented partial restraint, Desh Sanyam exist. The observance of minor vows, anuvratas by the lay person, being auspicious conduct, is an outcome of the rise of the Pratyakhyana Varan Kashai karma. That which is the outcome of karma's rise is a meritorious disposition. It cannot be of the nature of dharma. Okay. So observance of these vows and all are meritorious disposition. It is not the true religion. Other names: Virat, Virata, Virat, mixed restraint and non-restraint. Then Sanyama, Sanyam, restraint and non-restraint. Then Desh Sanyam, partial restraint. Desh Charitra, partial conduct. Anuvrat, minor vow. All these are synonymous of the fifth stage of spiritual development. Types. With reference to the 11 pratimas, stages of renunciation for a lay person, there are 11 types of Desh Virati, partial restraint. These are as follows: Darshan Pratima, Vrat Pratima, Samayik Pratima, Prosod Upvas Pratima, Sachit Tyag Pratima, Diva Maithun Tyag Pratima, Brahmacharya Pratima, Arambha Tyag Pratima, Parigrah Tyag Pratima, Anumati Tyag Pratima, Uddishta Ahar Tyag Pratima. So Uddishta Ahar means food specifically made for them. They don't consume. Okay. They will come suddenly and you have to be prepared to serve the food. Then only you will bind auspicious karma. There are two types of Uddisht Ahar Tyag Pratima. The 11th stage of lay conduct involving the renunciation of designated food. The one cloth wearing Shravak and the two cloth wearing Shravak. Okay. So these are the two types of Uddisht Tyag. They don't take food which is prepared specifically for them. Okay. So they will go to the places unprepared. And if there is a food available according to their need, then they will have it. Otherwise, they will not have it. Such is their strict conduct. An Alak is one cloth wearing layman, while a Shulak is a two cloth wearing layman. A female practitioner who observes this pratima is called Arjika. Okay. Arjika Mataji is also in the 5th stage. Elak Shulak is also in the 5th stage. Okay.
Ji, excuse me, a small doubt.
Uh-huh.
The Pratima should be follow in the same order, or we can follow in any order?
No. It is in the same order.
Same order only.
And
Oh.
when you go to
So
the
when you're
second Pratima,
so
first one also you are maintaining. Okay.
Okay.
when you are going to 11th, all the 11 should be followed. 5th means all from 1 to 5 should be followed.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Ji.
Okay. Right belief at this stage may be of any one of the 3 kinds: opshamic, shayopshamic, and shaik. Any one. Okay. Conduct, charitra. In the 5th stage, Pancham Gunasthan, the conduct is of a mixed nature. Sanyam, asanyam, charitra, partial restraint and non-restraint. At this stage, the apratyakhyanavaran kashai, the passions that obstruct renunciation without formal resolve, undergo. Shai, upsham, uday. Okay. Destruction of their current operative, intense and total binding counterparts. Okay. Shy of their currently operative, intense and total binding counterparts. Upsham, suppression of those similar intense forms which were to arise in the future. And the third one is Uday, actual operation of Pratyakhanavaran Kashai. The passion that obstruct renunciation with formal resolve. Hence, the karmic state here is one of Shayopshamik, combined destruction and suppression. Duration, the minimum duration, Jaganya Kal, is an Antar Murat, less than 48 minutes. The maximum duration, Utkrusht Kal. From the human standpoint, 8 years less 1 Antar Murat, short of 1 Purva Koti year. So how much maximum? It could be 1 Purva Koti. Okay. It's a very long period. 1 Purva Koti year. And 8 years less than that. Okay. From the standpoint of Samurchan, spontaneously generated beings in the Tiryanch realm, one Antar Murat, short of 1 Purva Koti year. This is again a very long period. So, you know that Swayambhu Raman Samudra, in that there is a very big fish. He is having this 5th stage. Now movement.
1000 yojan, that's a big size.
Yes. Very long life. Movement from Gaman and Agaman. From this stage, movement, ascent occurs towards upward into the 7th and downward into the 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. So normally when you are into meditation pose and you are in the 5th, then first you go to the 7th. Okay. You have already renounced clothes and everything. You have become a Digambar monk, naked monk. Okay. But while you meditate, if you are in the 5th stage, you will straight away move into the 7th and while falling, you will attain the sixth stage. This is a rule. Arrival into this stage takes place from the first, fourth, and sixth gunasthan. First to fifth, fourth to fifth, and sixth to fifth. Now, distinctive features. In celestial beings, such as the Sarvat Siddhi, who are one birth incarnates. Okay. So they will get liberated in the next birth itself. Despite the presence of Samyaktva, right faith, Bal Brahmacharya, celibacy from birth, and the possession of the 12-fold scriptural knowledge, Dvatsang, complete knowledge, like Lokantik Dev, you know, all these Lokantik Dev, they are in Sarvat Siddhi. And even though they are not seen engaging in the 5 great sins, gross sensual indulgence and passions, okay, they are not seen engaging in the 5 great sins, comma, gross sensual indulgence and passions, or violent acts such as the 6 activities involving weapons and ink, due to the absence of only one contract of passions internally and not both. The vitragi, detached state that arises, is not des sanyam, partial restraint, but rather asanyam. So this is, we are talking about celestial being. So in celestial being, they don't go beyond fourth. Although they are not indulging in sensual pleasures, they are celibate, they are practicing celibacy from birth, but still they cannot go beyond the fourth stage. So they are called asanyam.
Sir, I want to ask a question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
So this way it says involving weapons and ink. This ink part I've never seen before. What does it mean?
So I think Shastra and Kalam. So weapons is Shastra and Kalam means the pen. Pen means with ink.
Okay. So how does that come into this? What way is the relevance? Weapons, I can see the relevance.
What
So
is they want to say that even they are not involved in such sinful activities, still they cannot go beyond fourth because they are celestial beings.
No, what I mean is, okay, we know that weapons and the thinking of weapons, usage of weapons, all that is wrong. But where is the usage of ink wrong? Or why is it written here?
1 minute, let
Like
me check
violent
the.
acts.
Yeah, let me check
So
the
is
Hindi.
it by writing also? I mean, by expressing by writing?
That is
I
what
mean,
it could be.
by hurting people in an expression in writing.
That instigates
So it's written in Hindi as
harmness.
Asi Masi, Asi Misi Adi, etc. So, you know, Adinath Bhagwan told to do this business, farming, agriculture, all these. Okay. So, Asi means weapons, Masi means the writing pen or kalam. So, that's why it is written ink. But whatever activities that Adinath Bhagwan recommended, all 6 type of activities, they are not involved in that. So there is minimal violence in their life, but still they are not able to go beyond fourth because they are celestial beings.
Okay, fair enough.
Sanyam is not there. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
So you can write uh, including involving weapons, comma, ink, comma, etc. Weapon, ink, etc. Okay. Now, the second point. No, the still continues. First point will continue. However, in the case of humans or animals, even though such external sinful activities may be observed, if internally along with Samyak Darshan, there is an absence of both quadrate of passions, that is Anantanubandhi and Apratyakhan passions, then the Vitrakta that arises is considered to be the Sanyam. Okay. So such sinful activities may not be observed, but internally along with right belief, they need to have absence of both quadrates of passions, Anantanubandhi and Apratyakhan. If that is absent, then they are in the fifth stage called Des Sanyam.
Sir, can I just interrupt?
Ah,
Actually, that masi, no, according to Hindi, it is kajal.
Kajal.
So that, yeah, kajal. जो
Okay.
अपन आंख में लगाते हैं it's काजल. मसी जो बोलते हैं in Hindi, it is called kajal. So I think so the chat GPT has taken kajal as ink, black ink.
No. What sir told is correct. You go and see now. Asi, Masi, Krishi, all the 6 types of
Asi
this
Masi
one.
Krishi is what he says, what
Yes,
Adinath
yes,
Bhagwan
thought.
said.
What
Adinath
sir
Bhagwan said
told is
Asi
very
Masi.
correct.
But chat GPT has taken as ink.
Ah,
No,
so
no,
I
no.
think it is Lekhini. It is Lekhini. It's about writing.
Masi,
Yeah.
writing. What you are told is very correct, sir.
So writing, so they have
Yes,
put it as
Asi,
ink.
Masi, Krishi, Sastram, all the 6 types he has taught. No, that only is mentioning. There is no
So
kajal.
that means these activities are not there with the celestial beings.
Yes, in spite of that,
Still
they
they are
are
in
in
the
the
fourth
fourth
stage.
Gunastan, they are telling.
Yeah, fourth stage only. However, in the case of humans or animals, even though such external sinful activities may be observed, if internally along with Samyak Darshan, there is an absence of two levels of passions, then they are in the fifth stage and they are called Des Sanyam. Okay. So first point is over. Now the second point. Even amidst the adverse conditions of the Swayambhu Raman Samudra, ocean, I was just giving you an example. Due to the experience of the pure soul, innumerable subhuman beings, Tiryans, dwell in the fifth Gunasthan while enjoying Atindriya Sukh, supersensory bliss. Now, how they could achieve the fifth stage? Can anyone give a good answer? They are subhuman state, Tiryanj Gati, they don't know the 7 fundamentals, they don't talk also, but still they have attained the fifth stage. What could be the reason?
So they have done this samyak before, self-realization.
No,
So-
self-realization, they could have done that life only. There is no problem about that because self-realization happens in all the 4 states of existence. So that is not a problem. Tiryans can have Samyak Darshan, lion had Samyak Darshan, elephant had Samyak Darshan, so that's not a problem. But the question is, how do they get to the fifth stage?
Is it because their previous sanskar have come with them?
Okay.
Religious
Anyone else?
sanskar.
Anyone else?
Sir, is it to do with tat samay ki yogyata?
Okay. Good try. Everyone has tried very good. The logic is that in subhuman state, there is no possession. There is no, they don't have to manage anything. They don't have to save. They don't have any worries as the humans have. So the moment they achieve fourth stage, they start concentrating on the self because they are getting that eternal bliss from there, no? So time and again, the active consciousness craves to experience that eternal bliss. So the concentration power is more, okay? And that's why they attain the fifth stage very fast. Okay, because they don't have any possessions with them, they don't have to manage anything, they don't have to worry for the future. So natural state without any worries, and they are tension free, stress free. So they concentrate and they achieve the fifth stage. Everywhere bliss is directly associated with manifest vitrakta, detachment, not with the external acts of renunciation or acquisitions. So bliss is always associated with uh, detachment. It
They
becomes
will have that survival difficulties, sir. That all these things, like humans, they will have. Maybe their self-realization is that is there, but they don't have stress. All these things we cannot say no, because strange their own will be their survival, food. All this will be there. Because of that, it cannot fifth one. I feel like so, because we cannot
as
say
I
that
said, they don't have to do any arrangements, so they are free to
no, they
concentrate
have to
on the
find
self.
their food. They have to fight for the food or survival.
So they only find the food when they are hungry, right? Otherwise, they don't find it.
Yes, of course. And the
So they don't
survival of
plan
the
for it. Okay,
place,
now let's
place.
find
Like
out. Let's.
tiger, how they will fight, no, that range, this range is that one, like that. I don't know.
They don't have to worry anything. You know, it's the life is very natural. So this is how they attain the fifth stage, by concentrating on the self for a longer period. The frequency of descriptive knowledge has increased, and that's how they attain the fifth stage. Okay. It becomes clearly understood that here that external favorability or adversity is insignificant when it comes to expressing dharma, dispassion, detachment, vitrakta, enhancing dharma, okay, expressing dharma, enhancing dharma, or attaining the perfection of dharma, that is complete detachment. If external adverse circumstances were truly an obstacle to the manifestation of dharma, then no being in hell ought to attain samyaktva, right belief. However, innumerable hell dwellers do indeed attain samyaktva. Likewise, it cannot be established as a rule that all celestial beings up to the ninth gravak heaven must possess samyak darshan, right belief, simply due to external favorability, because many deities are still found to possess wrong belief. A monk entangled in upsarg, affliction, or parisha, hardship, ought to lose his monkhood, and he should not have the opportunity to become a kevli by conquering those upsargs and parishas. Okay, so the internal development has nothing to do with the external adversities, whatever might be. Yet numerous monks, having triumphed over such afflictions and adversities, engage in inward directed effort and attain kevalatva, omniscience knowledge, continually manifesting their state characterized by infinite and supra-sensory bliss at every moment. The activity of dharma is the soul's own autonomous and independent activity. It bears no relation whatever to the activity of external substances. So the internal journey is absolutely independent. Okay. No amount of external adversities can affect your internal development. Okay. Provided only you get influenced by the external activities, so you will suffer. Otherwise, these external adversities by itself cannot harm the soul's spiritual progress. So this gives us a conclusion that we are independent of manifesting right belief, starting from right belief to further stages. We are independent, and we, by putting in the right efforts, we can very well achieve it. It is not something that is not achievable. Okay, it's very simple. You concentrate on yourself. First you identify the self and then start concentrating on the self. Okay, so this is how the subhuman state, souls in subhuman state achieve the 5th stage. Okay, so 3, 4, 2 points more, and then we will finish this. And our time is also over, but I will just extend by 5 minutes and complete this. Here the word Sanyam, restraint, serves as an initial qualifier. From this stage onwards, restraint is always present in all successive spiritual stages. So previously we studied about avirati, okay? And now this is about restraint. So up to 4, all the gunasthans are avirati. From 5th onwards, all are with restraint. 4th point, the last point. The word asanyam, non-restraint, should be understood as a terminal qualifier, because from the street onwards, non-restraint no longer exists. Okay. To understand this clearly, it is useful to combine the word asanyam with the first 4 stages, such as mithyatva asanyam, sasadan samyaktva asanyam, misra asanyam, etc. Okay. So 3 and 4 points are more or less similar, but this is all about the 5th stage. Now we will have not classes the next week, and subsequent to that week, that is 9th is Tuesday, 9th December, we will resume from 6th stage of spiritual development and proceed to complete the 14 stages in the next 2 weeks. Okay, after that. So 9th and 10th would be classes, and then 16th and 17th would be the last class for this semester. Okay, so you can start preparing. If you have any questions, you can ask me personally anytime. Okay. Okay. निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है।